Hi, Neil at Italia Autos here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to remove an Alfa 159 front subframe. As you're more than likely aware, they are very prone to rotting and rusting away because they're made of cheap steel. So it is recommended that you take them off and refurbish them to get them back to like new condition. So thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to comment below. First job I'm going to do is remove these side covers with two Torx bolts, so I'm going to get those off each side. Now we've removed this cover, you can see a lot more of the extent of the damage on the subframe. It's all to rust away, so you do really need to sort out these side covers and remove your under tray. This is the bolt we need to undo. This is why we need to remove this side cover. So now let's try and remove these bolts at the front. I'm going to leave this bolt in because that's going to be the last bolt I remove, and the one on the other side, so I can start lowering the subframe down without too much hassle on my own. And now I'm going to remove these two back bolts. And now onto these 24mm bolts. Again, I'm leaving these two in so the subframe will still be supported once everything else is removed. I know two 19mm bolts, sometimes they're 18, on the holding the wishbone to the hub. And the same on the other side. And now the wishbone bolt to the hub, I think it's 21 and a Torx bolt on the other side. These can be a bit awkward to undo, so you just crack them off first. And now you should just tap through with a punch and a hammer. Just keep the bolts together so you don't get them confused. Okay, so now the main troublesome bolts have been undone. We do still need to undo a few 10mm bolts which hold the power steering pipework on. We need to undo the anti-roll bar, and we need to undo the power steering rack, and then we're nearly free to start to lower it down. Almost forgot, there's two rear engine mounts, so I'm going to undo those now. Just an 11mm spanner, ideally a ratchet spanner, and that'll make it a lot easier if you get them undone. They are Torx heads, but an 11mm does fit quite well, and as you are limited on space, it does work best to use that. You've got two bolts up here. And then two over on this side. You've got a little bit more access on this one. You don't have to worry about supporting the engine because there is still two main engine mounts holding the engine up. The engine may just move forward very slightly. Now we're on the passenger side of the car now. There's a 10mm nut there you need to undo. And I do believe there's another one along here inside the frame. Yeah, another one just there for you to undo. So get those undo. That power steering pipe can then be held up out the way. And then it's onto the power steering rack and anti-roll bar. Now, if you've got this far, congratulations. You've got past most of the hard parts now. The final difficult part to undo bolt-wise is the power steering rack. Now, the way I do it, sometimes I use a long bar to undo it, but you're probably going to have limited tools. So I use a 16mm spanner on the nut, pop another spanner over the end of it. I have already cracked this one off, so it is going to be easy to undo, and then just prise it round like so. And try the same on the other side. I think the other side is the most awkwardest one to get to, so I will see if I can film that one for you as well. So yeah, you can just undo this bolt the same way as I did to the other side. You've got pretty good access when you do it this way. So once I've done this, it's going to be on to removing the anti-roll bar and then just double checking all the subframes free to come down. Okay, final bolts are just through there. As you can see, we've got one on the left holding the anti-roll bar in, and then one on the right, which is a 17mm nut with a Torx nut at the bottom of it. So I'm going to get those two undone now. I will do them off camera because there's not much to see. But that bolt on the left can be a little bit fiddly to undo. I use a 10mm ratchet spanner in there to give me a little bit more flexibility on how much I can move. And the other side is just a straightforward nut and bolt to undo. Okay, now I've undone those two bolts. I've also undone the two rear bolts which are supporting the back of the subframe. I'm now supporting the subframe with a stand. We now just need to pull the anti-roll bar back so it's released from the bolt. And the same on the other side. And now the anti-roll bar is all free. And now, ideally you would probably want two people to help you do this, or a couple of jacks. Because now the rear of this subframe is supported, or will be. I need to take the front bolts out and then hold the front of the subframe while I lower the rest of it down. So this is going to be fun. And there we go. I'm a little dirty for it, but we now have one subframe removed from a car. I now need to prep the refurbished one ready to go back in. Right, subframe's off. I thought I'd have a look at it. I was hoping to do this on an exchange refurbished basis, but this subframe is absolutely shot. We have got rot all the way around here, so I'd imagine it's rotten all the way through to there, and I would say that this subframe wasn't far off from snapping. Now, I haven't seen many go this bad in the centre of the subframe because there's plenty of air that gets to it. So something must have gone on with this subframe in its life for it to go so bad here. It is okay in most other places. A little bit of extra corrosion there. And the same on here. As you can see, it's all rotten right the way down there. So I definitely wouldn't have wanted this on the car for very much longer. One other area where it's gone is down here. So that would have been perfectly repairable. But because it's gone that bad down there, I won't refurbish this subframe. It'll go straight into the bin. New wishbones fitted, engine mount swapped over. A few other little nuts and bolts have been transferred over as well, so we are now ready to get it back on. Now, I've used my gearbox stand to steady it. I'm now going to start raising it up while lifting it up. I've also protected the subframe with some paper to stop any of the new material getting scratched off, because it is quite fresh. So now I'm going to lift it up slowly, get it all back on, bolt everything up loosely, and then the hard work is all done. Now this is where you'd need 2 people. Normally I'd use my forklift and place this on a pallet with some spacers to get it up there, but my forklift has decided to break, so I'm going to have to bodge it by myself and try and get this subframe up there without many issues. They've all been torqued up. The eagle-eyed viewers among you will notice I haven't put the radiator supports on yet. I do have some other ones where I do want to give them a little bit of a rub down and refurb first. Next job I need to do is put these 10mm in here. I also need to put the anti-roll bar back into position and put the steering rack bolts on, so that's what I'm going to do now. So there we go, everything's all done. I've double checked everything, everything's torqued up, everything's tightened up, everything's back where it should be. Just left for me to put the wheels on. What you will want to do once you've finished is take the vehicle for a wheel alignment to make sure that everything's still in a line. And that's it, all done. Hopefully you've enjoyed the guide. Don't forget, if you want to sign up to Patreon and donate some money each month, have a look in the link in the description below. And also, if this video saved you money, you can donate via PayPal. Link again is in the description below. So please like, comment, share, everything you can do for me to get this video out there. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.